Hey, what's up guys? You are watching Passive Earnings, and in this video we'll be talking about my plan and how I would be making $1 million very soon. And most importantly, I will be talking about how you can generate passive income month over month and year over year. If you guys like this concept in this video, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. Also, I would request you to watch this video at a playback speed of 1.5, meaning times and a half time the regular speed of how I speak. So you'll get the video done in shorter time, and that's how I watch most of my videos on YouTube. So let's get right into the video. So currently I have 485 shares of SCHD, giving me an annual dividend of $2.62. That turns out to be a yearly total of $1,270 and some change. Whereas I have also invested in options. I will talk about options in my other videos, but to get the idea, I'm currently making, and this is very conservative. I have probably made this much in last 8 months, but I would go with this number of $7,200 for a year, and this is how much I'm making for a year. So total dividends in a year is 1270. Then I'm making $7,200 from my options. Then the total income, which is the sum of both of these, is 8470, and this is the total income for the year one. And this is, again, this is all before tax, but all these numbers that I'm showing you right now are all very conservative. So now this factor here, which is the percentage increase, reflects the percentage of increase on both the dividends as well as the options premium that I'm getting. So meaning 5% increase I'm adding for every year in SCHD stocks that I hold, and 5% on the options premium. Part of it being I will keep on adding some cash to sell cash secured puts for options, and in some cases covered calls. So then this 5% is definitely extremely conservative, especially if you consider the last 5 years growth of SCHD dividends, which is above 13%. So I'm going with 5%, which is extremely conservative, especially considering the fact that I'll be adding, reinvesting the dividends, or turned on drip on these shares, as well as or contributing every single month a big chunk of my money to sell options. So long story short, that's what the 5% increase would look like the next year. So the next year, the total number of shares from today would be around 502. And again, at what price I'm considering. I'm currently, SCHD is trading at $71, but I'm considering at the end of that year, $75 is the share price of SCHD. So then I'm able to buy less shares here, but in an actual scenario, it might be more, and most likely it must be more than these number of shares. But again, like, this is extremely conservative side of the total numbers that I'm showing you. So with 500 shares, at an increase of 0.5%, this is from $22.62 to $2.75 next year. That would be the total of 1380. And then from options, if I contribute 5%, I generate 5% more in options next year. That'd be 75, 60. And again, as I said, like even in this year, I'm making more than this. I'm making, I think, around $9,000 this year, but I went with 7,200 in the first year. So anyway, so this is the total, and then the total income is about $9,000 just from selling cash secured puts, and the total dividends that I've gained. And again, I'm considering 5% of whatever the total income is, an increase of that, that'd be this much in dividends and this much. So after 10 years, this is the result after 10 years. Yeah, after in the 10th year, I would ideally or statistically be making $14,000 with average increase of 5% every single year. And then look at that 20 years time period. 20 years, in 20 years, that'd be a total of $27,243 every single years. This number that you see is again like this is passive. This is not me trading anything or me, doing any additional work outside of my 9 to 5. This number is getting bigger and bigger. So this is in 20 years. And then you see the 30-year mark is at $71,000 and 837. So meaning this is a big number. This is a big chunk at 30-year. In most cases, if I have paid off my home, everything is taken care of in 30 years, could be married, hopefully, and and their own homes. This is even including the inflation, this should be a good enough number to live off of. But this is just the two investment that I'm talking about: the Roth IRA, the 401k, the additional account that I have will all be in addition to this. But consider this: if I were to live 40 years, uh, in from 30 years to 40 years mark, this will give me $410,000 without doing anything. And this does not include any addition that I add to this, buying SEHD shares or buying any of the options. This is simply 5% increase in options premium and in dividends from SCHD. So in 40 years, $409,000, and in 45 years. So currently I'm 34. When I turn 79, or if I turn 79, uh, the yearly income that I could be making, and this is again, this is yearly income, um, would be $1.52 million. Of course, account for the inflation, you this number in today's value would probably be less than $1 million. But I would take $800,000 a year every single day if you were to tell me for the work that I would not be doing for anything. I would not be doing any work from 9 to 5 or anything like that in 45 years at the age of 79. If I were to live in 45 more years, this is how much the total would be. Just playing with these numbers, just adding a couple percentage points here. Let's see what this could mean. Why I'm saying adding 2% here additionally is because this increase would basically be me contributing more towards the option selling and also buying more shares. So that could at least I'm honest, I'm 100% sure that I would be increasing this percentage to 7% at minimum. So this 7%, meaning more contribution to SCHD, meaning more contribution to options base income base, basically the underlying stock values or the numbers. So currently, say for example, I have $35,000 invested in selling options, covered calls, or selling options. Then that total would be more than $35,000. I'd be contributing $5,000 more next year and 5,000 more on top of that. So basically, increasing principal will increase the return as well. So that's why I added 7% here. Looking at the 7% chart at 20 years period, that'd be giving me $42,000 at 30 years period. So meaning at the age when I turn 64, my total yearly income before taxes would be $209,000 without me doing anything. And then on top of that, this is just one, as I said, like this is just from the options and the shares that I hold in my Robinhood portfolio. I have two other portfolios, three actually, three other portfolios where I'm contributing my money in Roth IRA, in 401k, and have another brokerage account. So that's the power of compounding that you see here. In 40 years from now, if I were to live 40 years, at the age of 74 years, I'd be making $6 million a year just from this portfolio. So that's what I really wanted to show you, the power of the options premium and the dividends that can grow extremely fast with just 7% of increase, in addition to the principal that you add that could turn actually I'm that could actually turn into 15% as well. This is not a far shot. I can bet you with the contribution that I'm making to the options as well as buying more shares on SCHD, I truly believe that 15% increase is possible. If we were to go with this, the numbers are outrageous. In 20 years, that is $390,000. In 30 years, wait a second, I think this number does not look right. um but yeah, I think it is right. So that is uh, uh 15 years, 15% return would be crazy. I don't want to even look at this number, but this is how 15% return would turn out. And then on top of that, if I keep on contributing more and more towards the option premium and this dividends, so that's gonna that's gonna give you some crazy numbers that my eyes honestly can't fathom right now. These numbers are crazy. I do not believe that that's that looks legit. But that's what the power of compounding here that you see. So yeah, that's about it. I really wanted to show you guys how you can make $1 million a year very soon. Just like I tried here. I started with only 5% increase. You can make in 45 years, you can make $1.5 million every single year without having to sell your positions or stocks. So that's about it. If you guys like this video, please make sure to hit the thumbs up button so that I'll know that you like this kind of content. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Till then, take care of yourself and people around you. Goodbye.